board currently, the business environment is very harsh, including us ourselves, who are seen to be doing well.
Right.
But even within our midst, we are just a family.
Right.
Like 5 children, I said. There are some who are doing well.
Right.
There are some who are just flatline, but there are also some who are struggling. So even within the banking industry, that's the ecosystem. There are those who are doing well, those who are flat, and those who are struggling. However, the issue going forward is just this aspect of can we be able to learn from each other and be able to build each other around this ecosystem so that we can work together and be able to succeed together.
Right.
Yes.
Thank
And
you so much.
just as I finalized,
Right.
that aspect of looking at banks across the ecosystem, we ought to really celebrate the milestones that banks have actually been able to take this country through, and even the financial inclusion, in that we've made very possible for people to access loans,
Right.
people to make payments, and that needs to be encouraged, in that now you don't have to walk to a bank to be able to do your transaction, you can be able to do it at the comfort. So that needs to be encouraged, and it brings in more revenue for the country.
Right, let's not reverse that by putting some clauses that may be damaging to the banking sector. I hear you, Raimond. Now, I'm going to go to you, Mohammed. Maybe if you could just tell us, now that we already know what is happening, we see the policies, we see some of the recommendations that different sectors are giving to the government, what would you say are some of the solutions that the government should be taking now that the finance bill might be coming into effect this July?
It's an issue of getting the actors together. And I believe in when people come together, solutions are always found. And it's an issue of listening to each and every voice within the economy and not ignoring any voice, whether it's the citizens, whether it's the private sector, the big businesses or the small and medium enterprises. And the challenges that were shared here are part of the reasons that had informed us to come up with the program that we intend to launch this Friday and implement it in its pilot phase. It's an issue of how do we bridge this communication breakdown, and having high caliber public sector leaders, not only issues around communication, but then who can adapt. We've been having a lot of things happening even in the global economy. It's not if it's not issues on climate shocks. There's the wars that are happening currently, economic and political tensions that are happening across. Now, how do we get the public sector leaders to adapt to that, and at the same time not getting the voices within the economy and ensuring that each voice within the economy is data. How do we get that data, and how do we utilize that in decision making is what we want to champion. And we're looking forward to also working with the private sector in achieving that.
Awesome. Of course, there are ways that have been established by the private sector, as has been told, that could be used by the government in order to ensure some of these policies are, more collaborative than damaging. Of course, we will be having this conversation about the finance bill here on TV 47 as it goes through various phases, and then eventually, it's going to be an act.